All right, hello. Now since everybody loved the Travis Scott honest feedback for Astro World, we decided to do it for the world's most popular game, Fortnite. I'm here joined by Liam,
Hey
uh,
guys.
and today we're going to be talking about how Fortnite can be fixed. Because right now it is a very broken game, and I feel like a lot of players have uh, lost interest in the game because of the many changes which Epic Games have made the game, because I know, like Liam and I, we used to play every single day,
Yeah.
and then we stopped playing
It
because it just became
mm,
boring and too too based on chance rather than skill, or too many competitive players in
Now I don't have a problem with competitive players. The way they keep changing the gameplay mechanics, which I understand why they do it, and some of them are good. Most of them I guess just take a lot of getting used to, but for players that have played the game close to when it first came out all the way up until now, they start losing interest. I know I have, because the game just wasn't really fun to me anymore. Maybe that's because I'm just trash at the game. Who knows? But some of the gameplay mechanics just aren't good with me
yeah.
still. So
Um. So right now we got a document in front of us where we will be referencing to it, but most stuff will be coming off the top of our head. This is just stuff which is like, so we can say which has changed from when we like enjoyed the game the most. That's what I would say. So
yeah,
first of all, we're going to talk about the biggest change, which in my opinion has come to the game. Double pump, the double shotguns and double pump and damage. Um, so we're
and
gonna want to
yeah,
start with double pump. So the double pump nerf is made completely useless after patch 3.5 and then patch 4.2. So if you don't know what patch 3.5 was, patch 3.5 was the good old replay system and the porter fort. So that was a while back. And in that patch was the introduction of slower equip times.
it started out with used to have the good old original double pump, which was stupidly overpowered. Like you had 250 plus damage headshots from pretty ridiculous ranges. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then they nerfed it so that I believe they added a reload animation, so every time you pulled out another shotgun, it would cock the shot back.
Uh-huh.
Um, so there was like a half a second delay maybe. Yeah, but it was a massive difference compared to what it used to be. And then it moved on to they added a few changes to the shotgun, so like the colors, to better represent their performance in game,
Yeah,
which
and that was
was quite a good change. That was something that made more sense.
and that was
Um, so you used to be able to double pump came back. It wasn't as fast, but you could still do it. And then Epic decided that they had had enough of that and they wanted more variety in close quarter combat. So they decided to make changes to SMGs, which didn't go well either.
yeah.
Um, and now we're here with as Dom said, the reload animation or the load time. So you get that little load circle.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so it makes having two shotguns completely useless now.
So we so that's the pump nerf and initially. Also like a the tack nerf, but the tack hasn't really been nerfed. So the next thing that we have here is patch 4.2 shotgun nerf makes the pump headshot multiplier to 1.5, making it so you
Yeah,
can never one shot a player even if they're on full shield. And that was actually in patch 4.3.1, which is the content update. So the update where you don't need to download anything; it's just a server side update. So that I think that was one of the worst changes made to the pump, because the pump is like, they've said it in their FAQ and their forum post that the pump higher damage is countered by the slow reload between different shells, and then they change it so the high damage isn't that high of a damage anymore. Since you think about, so you have double damage. So you have double damage to what the normal pump is. So say it's 95 for the green pump or the blue pump now, and that's changed to that. So times that by 2, that's 190 damage. So
And the multiplier used to be what?
like 2.5.
2.5?
So it was like 216, 220 damage you'll be doing to the head. So it's always a one shot if you just got that nice clean shot. If say like you have your player here, you have the other player here, and you shoot it, that's like really close quarters, you're always gonna get a one shot to the head.
Yeah.
And they changed that to 80, so that they changed it to 1.5, which means you're going to get like 150 to the head, 160, which
You can, yeah. What's the max? Like, is it 160?
I think it's 160.
So the point here is that they in the first thing they did to try and make shotguns more fair for everyone, whether you're really skilled or you're like a new player, that is frustrated that you're getting double pumped and dying instantly. They decided to add the reload animation, which made sense because one pump could still one shot somebody if you had full shield and full health. So the reason they did that was to counteract it. And then they decided to once again nerf the pump to the point where they decreased the headshot multiplier. So now you couldn't one pump, and the most damage you could do to the body was, is it 90 with the blue pump?
85.
And 80 with the
85 and then 80.
So the point is that double pump nerf made it completely useless, because of the fact that they added the reload animation to counteract the one pumping and the double pump.
Yep.
So they still had one shot kills with the pump if you got a headshot, and it was a good shot. And then people were still, I guess, annoyed because then people started to not care about the double pump being gone because you could still one-shot people, so people still use the pump more than attack. So then they decided to, hey, let's decrease damage plus decrease the multiplier, so you can't even one-shot someone.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how close you are.
So
just defies the whole purpose of also changing the color of the shotgun.
That was what I was gonna say. The whole reason of the pump color change was to make the pump more suitable for the whole what the damage is. So you have a green pump doing 95 damage. They changed it to a blue pump because, a blue pump would do, a blue type of weapon would do that sort of damage. But then they just drop it down to make what a green pump would do, which is
yeah.
So it really makes the color change, as it says right there, completely useless.
Yeah.
But
they said it in the patch notes. They said that they changed the pump's color to more accurately represent its performance in game, but then they go ahead and nerf the damage and the multiplier. So technically, they should just change the colors back to green and gray. Yeah,
we still have damage such as 679 to the body and head. We still have that, even though
it's not as common. And you can
they definitely
say that we're just bad at aiming, but after I jumped on, I probably got back into Fortnite a bit more than usual, maybe like a week ago. And when I played a first serious game, I was using a pump, or it was the heavy. Pretty sure it was the heavy, and I jumped off a low floor to shotgun someone with the heavy, and I am totally sure that most of my pellets hit him, but it did 7 damage to him. Again, you can call me bad at aiming or bad at Fortnite, but I don't think that's like, yeah, it's a lot less common. Maybe it's just because I'm getting back into the game, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
So the next point that we have is damage such as 80, 100, and 113 to the head at point blanks make shotguns unreliable. Again, that's going back to like the whole pump change, but that's when using right
Okay,
hand peaks, that's like
this
the
uh,
peak that everybody
this
wants.
point. Sorry, but this point is something that I feel like needs to change. So this again relates back to the damage and the multipliers, which is understandable. But maybe they should have worked more on damage drop off instead of and consistency instead of nerfing the multiplier.
Yeah.
Again, you can nerf the multiplier. Okay, so there were points where people would shoot you from fair ranges and they'd have a chance of one-shotting you, and you'd probably drop your headset and rage and be like, what, that's ridiculous. How did he get me from that range? I had full shield, full health. That's understandable, and that's why they nerfed it. But there's points where you're in a really close combat. Maybe you're both behind a wall and you're just waiting for someone to peek out, and you land every single pellet from your pump, your tac. Tacs are not necessarily like part of this argument, but the pump and the heavy should probably have close to mainly the pump, because that does a maximum of like 160 to the head if you're lucky, which at close ranges like 5 meters. I feel like that should be changed. The damage drop off should be made so that when you're within a certain range and all your pellets hit that person's head, it gets really close to one pump, or it is a one pump, because I know it's a fake game. It's a game. It's cartoon. It's not realistic, but you'd hope that would be a one pump. You're like, yeah, I've got him, and then you do 120, and you're like, what? And then they get the advantage on you because now you've got to cock back your shotgun, and they can just demolish you with like an SMG or an AR or something.
Yeah,
which I don't know. I'm just not happy with that.
That's a totally different like conversation. Like I made this document before SMGs became the main focus of what Epic Games wanted. When they this is before we even knew that they wanted SMGs to become a thing. So probably one of the more controversial things in the game. Different argument. A whole different. Anyway, material and the next building change that we have to the game, which, in my opinion, why try to nerf something which is what makes your game your game? So we have material nerf makes games slower and building harder. So it was after they released the state of development. Well, not a state of development, more like what the next few weeks were coming, because state of development is like next few months. This is when they released that that patch where it was like, they're going to like nerf like the building and the just build lol and all that. So we have material nerf of floor loot makes gaining materials harder. More and environments such where there isn't a lot of trees. This was before Dusty Divot became Wailing Woods, so guess what? So it like tilted. This is talking about changing the materials from 30 to 20. I know it's like, well, just 10 less materials. That's one less building thing, but
it does make a massive difference. And
over time,
the point they were trying to get across is that they wanted the point of having materials is you got to farm for them, and that is completely understandable. But it definitely makes gameplay feel a lot slower. Like it doesn't feel fast paced and quick like the game gives that vibe. So it is a little bit. You got to spend a bit more time like farming for mats, which can take away from maybe going for like that high kill game, it's just a
Yeah.
little bit more difficult because
Like you're
building.
you're spending like say the game goes for 22 minutes, you're spending 5 extra minutes going for things, and it it just makes it like gameplay slower. And I mean, I don't think they're going to change that back, honestly. But if they were, that's how you fix it. You just change it back to 30. So the next thing, which we've already gone through, is getting into building battles, material nerf. Material nerf makes games slower, as we said, because you're more worried about harvesting than hunting. So
And that just brings to a point where, yeah, again, farming is part of the game, I suppose, and so is building is a huge. That's what sets Fortnite apart from every other battle royale, like PUBG. You've
exactly.
got heaps of others like Realm Royale and Cuisine Royale and stuff like that. But there's a lot of situations when they first brought in this update where materials were harder to get just because of that floor loot.
Mm-hmm.
It made getting into a fight in the early game really difficult because someone that had spent heaps of time farming while, so example, Tilted, you've got pallets now in the new building, which is really helpful because Tilted didn't have a lot of places like trees and stuff where you could get mats. But there could be all the players playing around trying to go for kills where they're not farming, they're not bothered. And then you've got one player or a few other players where they're just like, they're focusing on looting and getting as much mats as they can. It gets to, I don't know, it just seems not unfair, but just you feel like you're disadvantaged just because someone decided, I'm not going to go for heaps of kills. They're just going for that win, so they're only focusing on gathering mats, where other players are focusing on kills, so it gives them less time to farm for mats. So when they get into a build battle with someone that has focused on gathering materials, it just sucks because you run out so quickly now. And yeah, I just
so and then the last point that we have here is that thoughts on material capping will make the game less fun and more stressful. From 999 materials, it isn't even like enough for like good players. And this isn't in the game yet, but in that state of development thing that I'm talking about, they said that they're thinking of doing a material cap. And for me, I'm just thinking they've got to put it to 500. So again, if they do that, it will just make the game really. There's no point in nothing. Pretty much on the side
difficult.
of it difficult, and
it would make it a lot more tactical.
Players really work hard to become better builders, and they want to win build battles. And if
it's
if like you make building obsolete in the game and in the end game by like putting material caps, limiting materials, limiting like floor loot and all that, it just like defeats the purpose of hard work and practice, which many people put into this game. I know we did, and right now, like we could, like you and I, we could go like a couple of weeks, a month without playing the game, and we could still come back and be able to build because we put hard work into the game and practice become like better builders.
A point I'd like to express is that if a game developer is changing something that doesn't, like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And not, I don't hear players on like social media complaining about the fact that people just spam build at the end of a game. So I don't understand. I guess it's a new game. It's not even a year old yet. Oh, is it? No. Yes, it is.
Battle Royale isn't.
Okay.
Yet.
Battle Royale isn't a year old yet. So they're still learning. They're still changing it up, doing tests, stuff like that, which is good for them. Good play. A lot of other developers don't pay that much attention to a game. and listen to their audience, but maybe they need to listen more to their audience, because they have done that recently. At the time of making this podcast, Fortnite put out on all their social media platforms a vote for which shotgun people, if
Like,
they had to pick one in a fight, which one would they choose?
And the good old.
And I believe the double pump, the double barrel, was like stupidly low,
like 3%.
in rating, like not even 20%
I think
of
it was
people
like, I think it
voted
was
for that.
3%.
Heavy was Heavy was very popular, which I think is good that they do that, because then they get the consumer's opinion on what they may need to change or even take out of the game.
Yeah.
So, good job, Epic, on doing that, but maybe try doing it more often.
Yeah, because like I mean, for shotguns, it's a big thing, but also like you have, like if they did that probably like once a week just to see what the community thinks, I reckon that'll be great, because like they've done it once for shotguns. We haven't seen any change with it yet. But like say they did that for like building or ARs or any other gun in the game, probably one of the best things they put in this game so far is the heavy sniper. It's just a fun weapon. And that was
Now,
a couple weeks ago. And
no, it was last week. This week.
Oh shit! Yeah, it was.
It was this week on Tuesday, and people thought that it was going to be a collateral sniper, so you could get like double kills with it, and that it would penetrate. So the shotgun, the sniper, does huge damage. So you can take out like a 600 HP tree. It does 1,100 damage to structures. So people expected it to shoot a wall, but then also go through that wall and hit the player that's behind that wall. So people were like heaps excited about it, like, oh damn, this is gonna be cool. Some people hated it because you didn't really have much cover anymore. Maybe that would have encouraged using different building materials for those like situations. So using metal would probably have been good, because if you're sitting in like a 1x1 and you sort of know that you're going to be safe, because the player with the heavy sniper isn't going to be able to see through like cracks in your metal and see where you are and aim up the shot and go straight through your wall and kill you. So I think having that extra damage but not having that wall banging scenario, I think is good. It's still a really fun sniper to use. I really enjoy it. So
so that there's other things which can be talked about, but they're really like minor things, like the damage drop off with some weapons, especially the Dougal.
These are just small things that people have just gotten used to. They're not really a big deal. They don't bother people anymore.
But the major things we brought up here.
We just wanted to talk about them, let you guys listen to us. I guess.
If you like what we're doing here, drop a like. If you didn't like what we said, drop a dislike. But if you subscribe for more like podcasts on different things, different topics. When something becomes topical, we'll definitely be talking about it. But yeah, that's it. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
I'd like to just, if you guys have any tips on how we can, I guess, improve these podcasts, like making them shorter and maybe not having so many of these pauses that we've been doing, but just leave a comment, let us know what we can improve on, whether you liked it or not, and what your opinions are, whether you agree with us, what you disagree with us about, and thank you guys.
Thank you everybody for watching. Check out On Your Six in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time.